Alright guys, welcome to Cox and Bry Talk Kicky. I'm Cox.
And I'm Bry.
And this is week 14 in the MLS, episode 6. We are getting along.
It's one more than 5.
One more than 5. Crazy. This week we're going to talk about all the games from the weekend and in the middle of the week. We had some Wednesday games this week. We're going to do dinner time, as we always do, USL, also as we always do, mailbag, and bangers.
Bangers,
baby.
Bangers, baby.
Let's get into it.
All right.
Did he save on runs multiple times last year and tied it this year? But he couldn't save him then. Ilsinho. Nice move there. What a shot by Ilsinho. 1-0 Union. That's how you do it.
With a point-blank blast. And there is a chance. Vargas fires. Goal!
West Side. All right, guys, Western Conference, here we go. This week we're going to highlight the Real Salt Lake versus Houston Dynamo game. So we're going to hop right into it. 34th minute, Bofo plays a perfect ball into Luis Silva, heads it home neatly, 1-0 Real Salt Lake. Unexpected, but they take that 1-0 into the half. Kyle Beckerman, the old U.S. men's national team man, subs in, and that'll be crucial later on. Yeah, old man. But hey, U.S. national team player, good for him. Comes in, and that'll be crucial later. 75th minute now, Kyoto plays a nice cross-back post to a wide-open Albert Ellis, who bangs in another goal. La Pantera strikes again. La Pantera banging in goals, 8th on the year. And it's 2-2. Nope, 1-1. Sorry, but tied game, 1-1. Now back to the super sub, Kyle Beckerman. Off a corner, perfect touch off his chest by Krylock, right onto Beckerman's foot. He bangs it home for a late winner, and the old man can still put in goals.
Well done for Kyle. Congrats, man.
Good for him. Real Salt Lake making us eat our words a little bit. That's 4 out of 5.
Yeah, ever since we were talking trash about them at the beginning of the season, they've really turned it around.
Really turned it on. 4 out of 5 winners for them. They are now 3rd in the West.
Yeah, not mad about it.
Pretty impressive.
Corey Baird. Woohoo!
Corey Baird. We love Corey Baird.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
We're only doing one focused highlight this weekend just to get through some of these games since there was so many. We're just going to do a little bit of a touch on the rest. So LA Galaxy versus FC Dallas. That was a 2-3 winner for FC Dallas. FC Dallas was actually up 3-0. That game was never in doubt for them. 2 goals for the Lion, though. Zlatan getting back on the goal.
Finally.
Yeah, 2 goals for him. So good little brace for him, but didn't matter. They still lose. LA Galaxy is still bad, no defense, and FC Dallas is still riding that heater. Another FC Dallas game now on the Saturday. They were playing LAFC. Very hype match. FC Dallas gets up early again, 2-0. LAFC comes back with a goal in the second half. The new man, Adame Diamande, gets his first MLS goal on his second appearance. So good on you. I think he's going to get more goals. He's looked like he's getting back in form. He banged in a lot of goals in Europe when he was playing over there. And even when he played for Bradley back then, he was banging in goals. So good guy there. FC Dallas continue riding that train. Late red card as well for LAFC, but it didn't really matter. It was super late. Colorado versus Vancouver now. Vancouver finishes that one with a 2-1 win. 7 losses in a row for Colorado. Yikes. Real bad. Feel bad for the old man in the net there. Tim Howard struggling.
Sorry, Timmy.
Feel for you, buddy, but your team's real bad.
All good things must come to an end.
Yeah. R.I.P. That's real sad. Next game, Portland versus LA Galaxy. This was a tight one. Finished 1-1. Good little match for LA Galaxy to kind of, stop the bleeding a little bit there. Portland still not allowing many goals, so good for them. I feel like they could have won this one, but 1-1. Real Salt Lake playing Seattle now. This is on Saturday. Real also played on Wednesday, but they just played Seattle last week and won that game, and now they turn right back around and beat them 2-0 again. And Real Salt Lake, like I said, continuing that heater. Seattle still can't score any goals. Terrible. And last game for the West Side on the weekend, Sporting Kansas City, 4-1 win over Minnesota. Poured it on them, 3-1 at half. They lost that top spot for a second behind FC Dallas, but they decided to just take that right back real quick. They were our last game for the weekend on Sunday night, and they still look good. Anything else for you from those games?
I think you about covered it, boss.
Man, crazy weekend, a lot of fun games. On to the east side.
East side.
So, on the east side, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the New England Revolution against the New York Red Bulls game. And then I'll give you the rest of the scores from the east. So, New England taking on Red Bulls in New York. Red Bulls are on a 5-game win streak coming into this game, so we'll see what happens. Gets started off early. Bradley Wright Phillips, main man, 8th minute. He gets over defender Andrew Farrell to head in a curled cross from the right, puts Red Bulls up 1-0 early. Just before halftime, a throw-in gets crossed in by Teal Bunbury, then flicked on by Christian Nemeth to Diego Fagundes, who buries it in the bottom left corner. Great hit by him.
Really
Laser.
nice. Just
tie up the game right before
it.
half and change up all the plans for both teams. It was actually not until late in the match, 78th minute, Teal Bunbury makes an impact on the match again when Pania speeds past Lane over on the left to put in a low cross, and Bunbury finishes at the back post for the win. New England,
big win.
Great form.
Yeah. That was a tough lineup this week for them. Atlanta followed by New York Red Bulls, and they answered the call.
New York Red Bulls, it has to be said, they were missing some players.
True.
Two international.
Tyler Adams, big loss.
Gone, and the main one for me, Murillo, I think, was in Panama or something.
Yeah.
And they had one other guy playing for U.S. So they were a weakened squad, but I don't want to take anything away from New England. They're moving up on the table, tied with New York Red Bulls on points, but New York Red Bulls have 2 games at hand still.
Yep.
So other results in the East. New England also tied Atlanta United 1-1. A little bit of poor refereeing there, but they stole a point from that game late. Philadelphia Union beat Chicago Fire 3-1. Philadelphia is also in good form.
Banging in goals.
Yeah.
Putting in a lot of goals. Yeah, good for them.
Atlanta United beat Philadelphia 3-1. Just dominated them the whole game.
Yeah.
2 early red cards for Philadelphia, especially to Alejandro Bedoya.
Bedoya should have kept his head.
Yeah, he kind of lost it, but that really hurt them. They hung with them there.
Not a bad performance, honestly.
Not a terrible performance.
For being down 2 players.
Goal, so,
yeah.
Columbus tied Toronto 3-3. Both teams really could have used that win.
Big time. And Toronto was up 3-0.
Columbus fighting for a top spot, and Toronto just needs points.
Toronto was up 3-0 in that match.
Yeah, so they blundered it again. They're awful.
Terrible.
11 points this season, sitting second to last place in the East. It's really bad.
Your main man there, Higuain, timed the game up in the 90th.
Federico Higuain.
Banging home the PK to tie the game. Good on you.
Moving on, Montreal beat Houston 1-0. Just kind of a shocking result there.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, New York City beat Orlando 3-0. Orlando continues to struggle. And Chicago beat San Jose 2-1. No surprise there either.
Nope.
San Jose has been poor this season. Chicago's been up and down, but I could have called that before the game.
Yeah, another goal for Alan Gordon. 3 games in a row with a goal for him.
So well done to him.
Awesome.
And that wraps it up for the East side.
I think the only thing I would have to say on that is that Montreal game, like, yes, they won, which is great because Houston is bad on the road. That's proven at this point. They are terrible on the road. But the fact that Montreal didn't give up any goals when they have been bleeding goals and are just terrible on goal differential, that was a pretty good result for them. I think that'll...
Yeah, definitely.
Remy Gard's going to feel a little bit better about it after that. I mean, not great, but, man, he's been rough on his team, and I think he'll be a little bit happy about that one.
So let's go ahead and check out what the table looks like. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Dinner time. Where are you sitting at the table?
Yes, where are you sitting at the table? Let's see about the West Side first. So, like I said before, FC Dallas for a second there had taken over the top spot until Sunday night when Sporting Kansas City left no doubt that they were still the top on that side. So Sporting Kansas City stays right there at 28 points, top of the league. Goal differential of 14 now for them, looking real solid. FC Dallas has grabbed a lot of wins in a row here, or no losses at least, playing really well. They grabbed the second spot now. They've jumped LAFC. They're at 26 points. Real Salt Lake, like I said, 4 out of 5 wins for them, playing incredibly well. Still have a -7 goal differential, but sitting there in third place all of a sudden, jumped up past LAFC and Portland. Hey, I mean, that was just
Goal
some bad...
differentials across the league are kind of shocking right now.
Yeah, I mean, bad early games, but they're in great form now, and so no one cares. Corey Baird, let's go.
Corey Baird, baby.
Hey, the rookie of the year, in my opinion, for sure.
So far.
Fourth place, LAFC 21, right there in front of Portland Timbers, also 21, but LAFC has that on goal differential. Vancouver Whitecaps still holding on to the playoff spot, the last playoff spot, even with their bad goal differential situation. Houston Dynamo, they are definitely still on the hunt, right there at 18 points on the bubble at the moment. Well, just under the bubble. LA Galaxy picked up a crucial victory. Was that last week? Yeah, and then they had a tie this week. Not a bad. They're not looking awful, but they're still bleeding goals. They got to fix some goal situation.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
They have work to do, though.
Minnesota, I thought, was kind of on the tick upwards until they just got destroyed by Kansas City last night. So
a banger by Tyrone Mears, though.
Ooh, really, really nice banger, dude.
Rattles the woodwork. Now a long-range effort. Oh, it is a banger from Tyrone Mears. That is quite a response.
Oh, unbelievable.
What a banger!
What a banger! That, you'll see the commentator was on fire. Bottom of the table, still bad. San Jose, Seattle, Colorado, all garbage. They're pretty much stuck down there in the
I like
bottom
how we
of the
can
bin.
say whatever we want.
Yeah. I mean,
They are just absolutely trash.
but here's the thing: is no one can say otherwise. They can.
Oh, yeah.
They can't at all. So that's where we're sitting. It's starting to split up a little bit. We're getting a little bit of a gap now. I mean, from Vancouver in 6th place up to Kansas City on top is actually 8 points now. So almost a 3-win gap at that point up there on the top. So starting to separate a little bit, starting to shape up. What about on the east side of the dinner table?
I have to say the east side and the west side, the top 6 spots are just going to be fought over all season long, and it's pretty fun. Even the top spot's going to be fought over for both sides, so it's fun to watch. It's not like there's nothing set in stone, so it's really cool. Atlanta United remains atop the East with 29 points, 14 games played. New York City FC sitting right behind them with 27 points. They've also played 14 games. Now, Columbus Crew has played 1 extra game, and they are in 3rd place with 26 points. Right behind them is where it gets interesting with the New York Red Bulls, who have 22 points but have only played 12 matches.
Yeah.
So they're 2 to 3 matches behind all the top 3 teams, and so that could shake things up if they win all 3 of those games or 2 of those games.
After that loss to New England,
they could bump up
though.
to 2nd place.
True. After that loss to New England, though, it'll be interesting to see.
They are a weakened squad. When they have all their players back, it may be different, but also, you know,
yeah, who knows?
They still have to play well. Tied with them on points is New England Revolution, 14 games played, and then Orlando City holds the last playoff spot as of right now with 19 points, just 1 point ahead of Philadelphia Union with 18, and 2 points ahead of Chicago Fire with 17. Then there's, after the 8th place there, it's kind of a gap. Then Montreal Impact with 12 points, Toronto FC with 11, and DC United rounds it off with 9. Toronto FC has only played 12 games as well. So those 2 games, if they get some points from that, they move up the table considerably. And DC United has only played 10 matches.
Yeah, still trying to build Audi Field over there.
They have 9 points, but 2 or 3 wins out of those games, and that changes everything.
Well, they're still trying to build Audi Field over there, and so they're kind of backing up a lot of the games. But we saw what kind of happened to Atlanta United last season when they backed up a lot of their games to get into the bins. They struggled at the end of the season, went into the playoffs very tired.
Back-ended, the season just was loaded on the back end.
Just loaded.
It was tough. It definitely played a toll on them. I'm surprised DC United didn't take note of that, but
so
you
we'll
do want
see.
to play games in your home stadium, especially when it's new and get.
And they need the money. They're going to get a lot of money off of that. They're going to sell them out for a bit.
It's going to be fun, and they can definitely shake things up if they get a couple wins.
They got to get it moving.
They do only have 9 points. It doesn't look great, but.
No, not at all. Montreal luckily got that win, or they would also be at 9 points.
And it does need to be noted that they've played 8 away games and 2 home games.
Yeah, so things could change quickly for them.
Yeah, so that's a lot of away games to play, and it's tough to play on the road all season like that.
Yep.
So 9 points is pretty bad, but it makes kind of sense. It kind of makes sense as to why.
Yep, Atlanta United still leads for the Supporters' Shield, and I think that pretty much does it. So let's go on to the next one.
USL, United Soccer League.
I just hope that we aren't turning down, and I say we as Major League Soccer, environments like this, because this is something we've never seen in this country.
It's the best American soccer crowd I've ever seen. Just phenomenal.
To his foot, over to Koenig. Koenig with his right foot. There it is! Danny Koenig's first of the year. GB again, and GB is doing
I don't know about you. Chills. I got
cool.
goosebumps for real.
Cool.
That was insane. So yeah, real quick for you guys that don't know, brand new MLS team has been determined. There was some people in the running. Sacramento, I believe, was in there. They were talking a little bit about Detroit. Neither of them could really figure out stadium situations. Confirmed. Cincinnati has that spot, the 26th spot in the league.
That's the big news in the USL this week, and that's awesome. Super exciting. We're definitely going to be looking forward to see what they do in the expansion draft, and then who they pick up in the super draft, and just who they sign, international players. It's always fun to see a new team starting up and who they sign and stuff.
And that it's a team that was a USL team becoming an MLS team.
So
that
cool.
is huge.
So there's a lot of questions surrounding that.
So they're starting next year.
Yeah, next year. There's less than a year they have to prepare for the transition, which is short amount of time. I don't think anybody else has ever had to do that.
Nashville and Miami announced before them, and they're starting in 2020. So Cincinnati must feel real confident about their situation.
They've got a stadium in the works, 20,000 seats, just 2,000 smaller than LA's.
I think they're doing 21, I think.
21, I don't know. I heard it was 20, but something like that. Still kind of smaller side. I don't really get that. I feel like it could be more. But maybe it's just the money thing, and they'll expand later. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a questionable decision to me, but I guess there's a lot of other stuff I probably don't know about going on there.
Well, when they played Crystal Palace in a friendly last year and packed out Nipert Stadium. 35,000. They put 35,000 in there.
Yeah,
and I get it was Crystal Palace,
but yeah, they have the fan support.
They clearly have the people that could.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about the fan support in the long run. I'm not worried about their ability to market themselves.
They're very good at that.
Yeah, they've proven that they're great at all those things in the USL. I think it can easily translate over the MLS. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about is what their technical director and their owner are going to want, what kind of approach they're going to want to take to the season. As you can see with Atlanta United and Minnesota last year, two expansion teams took totally different approaches, and you saw how it played out. Atlanta United dumped money into the squad. Arthur Blank and Carlos Bocanegra were like, hey, we want to be competitive right now. We don't want to wait.
No problem.
So they just dumped money into it, bought players.
Win international with it.
International, and it paid off. Like, they did really well. They were a contender last year. Made it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, ended early in the playoffs, but that's what happened, and they're doing the same thing this year.
Yep.
Even better than last year, arguably, after splashing the cash for Barco. So Minnesota, on the other hand, they kind of took an opposite approach, more of a financial stability approach. Didn't splash too much cash, and they're probably like building up to be a competitor. Yeah, and it's tough. Which, it's, I don't know if one of those is better than the other. I don't know if it's gonna kind of I don't know if that's gonna backfire for Atlanta United in the future.
And some of that argument
I don't
could
think
be,
it is, because I think they're getting a return on all of that investment.
Yeah, well, some of that argument could be made that, in these situations, these players will easily go to, Hollywood, clearly, New York City, no problem. Atlanta, they're going to pick Atlanta. They're not going to pick Minneapolis. Some of these guys,
and that's
if they are single and want that life.
Because Minnesota chose to start that way, it's been harder to drum up interest in their club.
Very hard to get those high value players.
Whereas Atlanta United just fired immediately, just tons of fans, tons of attendance.
Yeah.
Crazy, just because we were so good from the start. They were so good from the start that people were just like, okay, I love it. Cool.
They're quick to get into it, yeah.
But Minnesota's like, I don't know if I really care about them because they're not great. So we'll see what I'm thinking. FC Cincinnati will probably take more of an approach like Atlanta.
I would hope so.
But I think they probably will. They're a big dog in the USL.
They seem pretty.
It's gonna
pretty
be weird
quick to
for them
spend money.
Not being they're a big fish in a small pond right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird for them making the transition, but I think they'll be fine.
Okay, so hot takes with Rye. First year success.
Yeah.
Middle table,
Top
bottom
half.
table, top half.
Top half.
Top half. I'll take top half.
I'll say top half.
I'll give them top. I don't know, man. It's a little early to decide. I mean, it's like you said. Luckily for them, this is a very popular transfer window this summer. And they'll have the winter transfer window as well. So they're going to have some great possibilities to bring in.
And I think players will want to go there because you can see the fan interest and people have taken note of what they've done in the USL. It's something no other team has ever done.
Well, I think they should be quick to spend the money because they clearly have the fans.
And I think they will.
The fans will buy the merch, will buy the tickets, so they'll know they'll get their investment back if they invest in this team fully. The only other thing I was going to say that is a bit of a question mark is how many of those USL guys are going to get a chance and how many are they just going to dump?
Not many.
I don't think so either.
But
they have to establish an academy team.
Yeah, that's something they're going to sort out.
They have to have an academy.
They'll have a USL team's affiliate, so a lot of those players will probably go there.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are they going to pick up an existing team or FC Cincinnati 2 or something along those lines? I don't know. Probably a second. I think they'll probably create their own team.
I would think they would want to create their own.
Maybe not the first season, kind of like Atlanta United did. They had Charleston Battery as their affiliate until they were able to just start their own Atlanta United 2.
Probably a good idea, yeah. And
so I don't know if they'll have their own right away because they have the infrastructure, clearly.
I think the reason they would want to do that is because of the stadium situation.
Right.
They're not going to have two spots. Well, they might. I'm not actually sure of the exact situation there, but I think it would make more sense for them to have an established affiliate just to pick up for the year and then definitely
And then also, will this have an effect on the Columbus Crew?
I mean, it's
Is
tough.
It push them out of town? Is it
because they're pretty much on their way out? It sounds
an awesome
like
rivalry. I don't know if the great state of Ohio has enough soccer fans to go around
to go for a big rivalry. Yeah,
for two teams. And
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not a two-team. It doesn't strike me as a two-team state, but I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so. And if this doesn't confirm Columbus are being on the way out, if they weren't already confirmed, I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point that Columbus is on their way out. It seems like to me.
Maybe. We'll see.
We will see.
So, otherwise in the USL, it's a big week coming up because of the US Open Cup. A lot of MLS USL matchups.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
A lot of big games coming up, so definitely check that out and watch some of those USL teams. You're gonna see some upsets for sure.
You might have
You will see them.
Might have a new favorite team.
Cincinnati had a deep run last season, polarizing deep run. It was so cool to see them knock off a couple MLS teams. And
I can't wait.
The way they did, so cool to watch.
I know they're going to do some hype stuff for this game on Wednesday.
Absolutely,
against Minnesota.
They're going to go big the rest of this USL season. They're just going to call out and be like, "Look at us,
we're in the MLS.
This is our goodbye to you guys."
What's up? Yeah. On to the next one.
Mailbag. Who hit the post?
All right, who hit the post? First, we're going to talk about a tweet we received from Carson Reed. So after the Colorado loss earlier this week, we tweeted out 7 straight losses for Colorado. Ouch. What do you think needs to be done to keep them back on track? Where is their weakness? So, thank you, Carson.
What's his Twitter handle?
It says, @Lil_Reedinghood.
I see what you did there.
Like Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood.
But his last name is Reed, it looks like.
Little Reading Hood.
Okay.
Better than that other Twitter handle we had before.
I'll give it to you, Carson. Carson, thank you for answering the tweet out and beginning the discussion with us. I really appreciate it. We love to talk Kicky, as you know, so we're very happy about that. He responded with, I think they have a decent attack. I believe they need to find a true box-to-box midfielder who can help their attack from the back forward. So, first off, decent attack,
That's suspect.
Dominic Baggi is great, but that's it. I do agree, though. They need a box-to-box midfielder. We kind of had a little bit of discussion back and forth. Thank you for responding.
And then they could also use like some wingers and defenders, maybe a new goalkeeper,
maybe like
manager,
another coach,
some subs,
and
everything. The need for a box-to-box midi is there. Hopefully a big name.
Yeah, we talked a little bit back and forth, had a little bit more of a conversation with him, and he's basically saying it doesn't look like the MLS has the kind of talent they could use. We did mention Piatti as a possibility if he's really on his way out. We're not certain about that, but that would be pretty sweet.
That would pique my interest.
Yes, it would be quite interesting.
Quite indubitably.
But after that, I was pretty interested, so I did a little bit of research on myself to see who may be coming over in the summer. And this guy is Latko Junozovic from Werder Bremen. He actually was really good for them, played the majority of the season, good distributor. They call him a free kick specialist, which is every team needs a good free kick specialist.
Kratz, per se.
A Kratz,
Giovinco.
Giovinco, you see what he does for Toronto. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think he'd be a great pickup. He's valued at around $5 million, so not a crazy high price point.
He's not a super, A-list name, but he is a solid player. So that could be an excellent choice for a discount buy.
Definitely. Good distributor. I think he plays really well. I mean, he's even had some caps for the Austrian national team. So I think he'd be a great pickup. Carson, if you see this, check out that guy, Zlata. I think he'd be...
Let's start some rumors.
It's happening.
We're starting some rumors right here, right now. You heard it here first.
It happened here. Carson, thank you so much. On to the next one. We had... _Chris, I'm sorry, not underscore.
I love the way you read Twitter handles.
At Chris M _Morrison. He said, any thoughts on the sustainability of fan support for Cincinnati FC, especially with the Columbus debacle so recent?
Well,
right on
we'll
cue,
because we
just talked about that.
Yeah, I think their fans...
Sustainable?
Yes, I think it is.
For more than 3 years?
Yeah.
Even if they're doing really poorly?
Yes. Those fans don't seem like fair weather fans to me. I mean...
We have yet to see because they've always been good.
Because they're in the USL and there's so much support for just a USL team, that's really encouraging. I think there's no telling how their turnout's going to be for the MLS. It's going to be great, I'm assuming.
Right. I think it's clear that they're a bit of a soccer city.
Yeah.
Because, they have the Bengals, they have the Reds. Those things don't seem to matter. They still have these great numbers coming out for a semi-professional B-division soccer league team. Mm-hmm. And like I said, $35,000 for Crystal Palace. Even though it was versus a Premier League team, that's impressive. Yes, Chris, I think they definitely have sustainability. The Columbus debacle, I think that's just a Columbus problem. Completely different city, not the same kind of town.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think Columbus is gone. Just not enough going on in that city. It seems like, and Cincinnati seems to be a completely different beast. So good for Cincinnati, and I think FC Cincinnati will definitely be able to continue that run with their fans.
Yeah, let's hope they can drum up some hype in the Open Cup.
Yeah. Oh man, Chris, tune into the game. They're going to beat Minnesota. You heard it here. We said it last time, but we're saying it again.
We do a lot of things here that people need to remember. It was said here first.
Yes.
100%.
No one else
said ever anywhere else ever.
Nobody else has any.
No one does the research that we do. No one has the insight. We are pretty much smarter than everyone else, and we know more than everyone else.
By far,
it's actually kind of insane.
That's gonna wrap up the mailbag. Chris, Carson, thanks for hitting the post.
Cheers,
we appreciate
lads.
it. You guys that are watching, please go hit the post this week. We love talking to you guys. The whole idea of the show is to engage more with the community. So go hit the post, guys.
Cox and Bry's Bangers.
Oh, it is a banger!
All right, Cox and Bry's Bangers.
Bangers, baby.
Games to look forward to this week, next week, next MLS game week, and U.S. Open Cup. So I'm going to have two bangers, one for U.S. Open Cup, one for MLS.
Let's knock them out real quick.
U.S. Open Cup banger to look forward to is Louisville City against the New England Revolution.
Yes, sir.
Louisville City, USL champions of last season, currently sitting close to the top of the table, if not at the top of the table in the USL right now.
Yep.
So they're looking really good this season. They're in good form, and they will be playing a probably weakened New England squad who's resting some players.
Definitely, and
tough
tough
a lot
stretch
of
for New
games
England.
in a short amount of time for them. That is on Tuesday the 5th at 7 p.m. That'll definitely be a good game to watch. Root for the underdog. Hope the USL pulls through. That's what I'm hoping for a lot of these games because I want that USL development. And then my MLS banger to look forward to, New York City FC against Atlanta United in New York. New York is unbeaten at home. They're undefeated at home. They're 6-0, no ties.
Yep.
So that is on the 9th at 12:30 p.m. That's a daytime game, not prime time, surprisingly, but check that one out to start off your weekend.
Going to be a real good one there.
Yes.
Real quick on Louisville City, shout out to Niall McCabe on the team, following us on Twitter. Appreciate that, my man. Niall, thank you. We're making moves, Brian.
Making moves. Big time. All right, what are your bangers, Cox?
All right, my bangers. First, for the U.S. Open, I said this before, but Sacramento Republic is going to beat Seattle. That is going to happen. I'm sure of it. If it doesn't happen, well, I'm probably going to lose some money. Gosh, no, I didn't bet on it. It's still illegal here, even though they have approved it nationwide. That game is at 11 Eastern at Sacramento, so that's partly why I think Sacramento can pull that out, and also Seattle just really poor form right now. My MLS game of the week, banger of the week, you would say, is Portland versus SKC. That is going to be at 10:30 Eastern. That's on ESPN Plus. That is at Saturday, 6/9, 10:30 game. That is going to be, I think, just a scorcher. I mean, SKC is on the top, but Portland plays really good defense. Really tough to beat at home. The Logs are rolling at home. They do not lose at home.
Also, just to mention, all the times we've mentioned are Eastern.
Yes, Eastern for all of these.
So if you are not in the Eastern time zone, take note of that.
Adjust accordingly.
Adjustingly.
Adjustingly. Adjust your watches to the right.
Adjusters by adjusting
time.
them adjustingly. Thank you. And that's all we've got for you this week.
Yeah. I'm Cox.
And I'm Bri. Don't forget to hit us up on our Twitter. We have a Facebook now, Cox and Bri Talk Kicky.
Yes, sir.
Email us, coxandbrytalkkicky@gmail.com, or in the comments below.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. We're trying to get to 100 so we can get that custom URL.
Yes, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
See you guys. Take care.